Hi, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. So I am coming to you this morning from the master bedroom. It probably looks quite different from the last time you saw it, and that is because just before Christmas oh, excuse me. A cat has just come into the room. Oh, two cats. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna let them. So just before Christmas, I got the urge to make a start on this room. I think I ran through my plans for the space with you in the last video. This room was the last bedroom to be renovated. It was really damp, really mouldy, had a lot of issues, and I just felt like it wasn't good for us sleeping in such a damp environment. And so Norton went skiing, I got the chisel out, and I just went mad basically and started stripping back the walls. So I will show you properly what I've done in a minute, but before we get into it, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I announced that Norton and I are expecting a baby, which is really exciting. I am currently 5 months pregnant. It has been a while. We waited quite a long time to actually announce it. We told our closest loved ones at the wedding because I was 13 weeks when we got married. And then since then, I've just kind of been waiting for the right time. I don't think there ever is a right time to announce a pregnancy, but in my head, I was like, I'll wait till after the 20-week scan, and then hopefully, touch wood, it's safer to announce. But I'm so over the moon, excited, overwhelmed, nervous, all the things, all the feelings. One of the main things that popped into my head as soon as we found out was, oh my gosh, we need to sort our bedroom out because it isn't safe for a baby. And it's definitely not safe right now. I will show you in a moment. But that is probably why I felt the urge to just go for it with the room. Excuse me. Does anyone else's cats eat plastic? Because they're eating the dust sheets. I will put them out in a second. So we're currently sleeping in the guest room, which isn't ideal long term. I really want to have this room finished by February. It is the 3rd of Jan today. The sun has decided to make an appearance. So I thought I would bring you along for the week. I'm going to be spending quite a lot of time restoring this room, and I have a spa day as well booked, which is so lovely, and a few other bits and bobs planned this week. So I'm going to bring you along for the week. We can spend it together. It's going to be a full mixture of getting back into work, restoring this room. Once I have got this room back to a livable state, I will then make the nursery, but I'm not in as much of a rush to do that because I know that the baby probably won't be in there for the first few months at least, so there's not as much of a rush with that room as there is this one. But I ran through my plans last time with you, but I will show you again. So as with every room, the first step is to strip back the external walls that are covered in cement, which is a horrible job. A lot harder to do when pregnant. Norton's been super helpful as well. He did do quite a lot of that work for me, which was blissful. Just before Christmas, we managed to strip the wall behind you, get it all back. It looks terrifying, but they always do before you point them. So my plan for today, wash the stones, get them all cleaned up. I do have a stone repair kit. It's a lime-based product, so it's totally breathable. And I've used that to restore 3 of the 4 mullions in here. I'll put a clip in of how they were looking before, and then I'll show you them now. I'm not sure if they look a bit too polished, but I can go in and rusticify them if need be. But I'm going to get the whole wall done first, see how they look, and then take it from there. I don't know if you can see from the light, this one is actually in pretty good shape, but because we've had to chisel, you can see it leaves all these marks on the stone. They don't look too bad from far away, but close up, they're pretty rough. Whereas the ones I have restored, so it does have a natural stone look. It feels like stone, it looks like stone, and it's breathable, and it adds a little bit of strength to the window, which is obviously what we want. So one thing I wasn't expecting to find when taking all the plaster off the wall was a giant lintel holding up what I think is the roof, because the giant roof beam is sitting on it. So this was all boxed in, and this beam runs all the way along, so I am going to restore that as well. My jobs for today, however, I'm going to wash the stone, get it all cleaned up and nice, then going to line point as much as I can. I've never really given myself a time scale with a room before, so I just want to get this room safe, clean, not dusty, And so we have somewhere nice to sleep, because I just think it'll be important once the baby's here. And also, I do love this room. It's the biggest of the bedrooms, has a really lovely feel to it. It's obviously got the arch feature, which I might turn into some kind of dressing table. What do you think, Wendy? I'll just quickly mention as well, if you are wanting a tutorial on how to line point, I will link the previous line pointing tutorial in the caption below. I did a full step-by-step how to line point video for beginners, which is the process that I follow every time, and yeah, I'll link it below if anybody is interested in line pointing. But for now, let's go. Oh my gosh, that mask is intense. But the wall is washed. It always feels funny doing that. It's like I'm giving the house a bubble bath. But I'll show you. It goes quite dark and a bit hazy looking, and then once it dries it looks so clean and nice. It just takes off that lime kind of film that's left on the stone. I'll show you. It's soaking wet at the moment, but once it dries, it should look beautiful. So, my next step, I'm gonna quickly rinse down the lintel. I'm gonna be quite careful with that because I know that one end of it is a bit worse for wear. But I'm gonna wash that down, and then I'm gonna start on the mullion repair. So I thought I would show you what I'm gonna use to do that. So, the product I've been using to stone repair is this. It is from Wormersley's. It's where I get all of my lime, all of my kind of renovation stone products. It is a lime-based product, 100% natural and breathable, natural lime repair mortar. And it's available in loads of different colours, so you can match your stone. I've gone for the colour sandstone, and it looks like mortar, just without the aggregate and chunky bits. So it literally comes in this like powder form. You mix it with water until, well, according to the instructions in the bucket. I need to pop my mask on before I touch it, but you literally just mix it up with water, dampen the surface of the stone, brush, literally with a paintbrush, brush a really thin layer of it onto the stone that you want to repair, or the patch you want to repair, and then you just trowel it on, let it set a bit, and you can kind of mould it and shape it. I tap it with a brush to make it look extra stony, but yeah, it's super easy to use and the effect is just fantastic. So I'm going to rinse the beam down and get on with that. I've kind of figured that the best technique isn't to use a trowel, it's to just use my hands, and that kind of replicates the lumpiness of the stone that we have. So that is not how you're supposed to use the product, but I have tried and tested it on many of the other windows, and I think that is the best way. So I've got the product on now, it's been sat for a little while. I'm just gonna give it a bash with my churn brush, just to give it that kind of like porous stone texture, so it's not looking too much like plaster or render. Then I'm going to mix my lime, go and have some lunch, and we're going to start pointing. slime is mixed up. It's been sitting for about 45 minutes and we're going to start pointing the wall. It's been a while since I've done this, but I'm so excited. It's been a few days since I last spoke to you guys, and I've just been working, getting back into the new year and pointing the bedroom. It took me way longer than I thought, which I should have known. I'm so much slower now I'm pregnant. It's crazy. I think because I have to actually stop and take breaks, it just, yeah, it is what it is. But I got all the pointing done, so I'll show you guys in a minute where we got up to. I'm so happy that that phase has been done. I am turning the bedroom renovation into a kind of mini series because I feel like when I see other people do up rooms, it's so satisfying because they start with this like blank canvas and they paint, they put new carpets, maybe panel, and then it's decorating and you're done. I feel like it's so different in this house. Like phase one couldn't be less aesthetic. It's like smash the room to bits and then slowly piece it back together. I have a plasterer coming on Thursday to quote for the ceiling because it needs some repairs, but I'm feeling really excited and I just can't wait to be back in that room with my own, like my mattress and my bed. And the room that we're in at the moment is going to be the nursery, so as soon as our room is done, I'm then going to move on to that room and start decorating, which I can't wait. I have actually taken inspo from this jumper, so I'm thinking of maybe doing some kind of like lemon, very pale lemon colour, because we don't know what we're having. I thought that would be quite a nice neutral, gender neutral colour, so we shall see, but I'm so excited to start putting that together. I did have a sleepless night last night, and I think at about 3:30 in the morning I was on eBay looking at bundles of vintage photo frames, and I bid on one, half asleep, and won. So I have a bundle of 15 vintage frames on its way to me, that I'm going to fill with kind of little pieces of artwork, some embroideries, a few quotes, and just make a cute baby gallery wall. I will show you the room. By the way, I think I had my hair up last time I spoke to you. In my last video I was whinging about being done with my hair and wanting to chop it all off. We're halfway there. So Christmas Day, everyone was getting ready and everyone looked so nice, and I was like, oh, I just feel there. You know, when you just, I feel like no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't put myself together. And my hair was to about here, and I just went, Mum, please will you cut it off? She's like, what? And I was like, I can't, I have to get it off now. And so she chopped a good 6 inches off my hair with the kitchen scissors. But I am incredibly impulsive in that way, and I couldn't stand it another moment. As soon as I decided it was coming off, it had to go. But it does feel better. But I do have an actual hair appointment to have it cut properly and coloured on Friday. But let me show you where I'm up to with the bedroom. Hopefully it looks better than the last time you saw it, but we'll see. So out of breath. Okay, we're gonna have to use our imaginations and see the vision here. But the wall is fully pointed, which was my goal. So the light's so bad in here. Hopefully you can see, but I got it all done. All around the windows, they need a really good clean, and I'm going to repaint the frames as well and fix this. Yeah, I got all the wall done, and then these bits here, I was going to rebuild them up with walling stone, but I have spoken to my builder and I think we're going to get some custom stone pieces made just to try and make it match that side, because it's not ideal. When we uncovered those, it wasn't really matching the vibe that I wanted for this room. It's a little bit too rustic as it is. But I feel good that the pointing section is now done. My next job is to speak to the plasterer and have him quote us for bringing the ceiling to the beam. In some of the other rooms we have built up that section, but the roof, the ceiling needs a skim anyway. And so I just think it's worth, I mean, that's cob, I think it's like clay. I just think it's worth bringing the ceiling to the beam, and then I can start to work on restoring the beams and make them beautiful. I mean, this one is in quite good nick. It's just very dark, and it has got, I don't know if you can see, it's got like drip marks from where they fit the wallpaper. I would ideally like them to match, so I'm going to do the French Eek hack on both of those. And then what is the next step? Radiator. I'm almost sourcing a secondhand cast iron radiator for here because this room is freezing and obviously we need one. I'm gonna take out this mirror, I've decided, and get a little dressing table, put halfway here, and then refit a new mirror. When we move the bed back to its proper position, in front of that archway is a nice gap, and I think it might be nice to have a couple of drawers just for like my hairdryer, my hair curler, makeup, things like that, that always just end up cluttering. So that is my next job, but my joiner is coming next Monday to quote me for that, and the shutters that I'm going to have on the windows. So progress is being made, as slow as it might feel. I really have to compartmentalise these rooms because there's just no doing it quickly. But we're making progress. I have got the biggest chocolate craving today. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do, I'm pregnant. But I am going to whip up a single serving brownie because if I make a full tray, I will eat them all. Or maybe I should just make a full tray. I have just found this recipe on olivesandthyme.com. I'll pop it on the screen. So let's make it and see how that goes. Oh, hello. Oh, she's big. Say hello. Wilma's on a diet at the moment, so she keeps getting really upset with me that I'm not giving her treats, but she's a big girl. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and get these ingredients ready. Well, I'm gonna do a small batch, so I'm gonna use my small bowl. And I also found these in the cupboard, so they are definitely going in because I love marshmallows in brownies. So I have washed my hands. Note's brought me this back from Italy, so we'll use the fancy olive oil. Chop up these marshmallows. They make really like fudgy brownies when you add them in. And then because I did less sugar, I am just gonna chop a little bit of fudge. And there you have it. They're a little bit messy, but we shall see how they go. Hey! People say Siamese are noisy. Are you hungry? I've just been being shouted at. Let's go and feed you. Come on. There we go. A happy cat. Whilst we are in here and the brownies bake, I've just given the kitchen a little wipe down, which takes like 2 minutes. That is the one benefit of having a very small kitchen. But I have been making chicken stock. So I follow Amy from Life at Bluebell, and she always does this. She makes like a roast chicken and she'll make stock with the bones, and I've heard that it's really good for you. So I've been doing it the last couple of weeks, and the next batch is ready to jar up, so let's do it. I am someone who struggles with like raw chicken anyway. It kind of grosses me out, so it's not my favourite thing to do, but if it's good for the baby, then I want to do it. So I've thrown in like peppercorns, garlic, onion, a bit of thyme. Ooh. Ooh. So they're a little burnt, but they look good. The battery died just as I was pouring out the stock, but I got 2 jars of chicken stock. Oh, that's hot. Tomorrow I will make a chicken soup with those, with like peppers and veggies and whatnot, so that should be yum. But I'm gonna wait 5 minutes for those brownies to cool down, and I'm gonna have one with a green tea because I just really fancy that, and we have no milk, so I can't have an actual tea. The amount of milk I'm drinking at the moment, I got quite a lot of messages on Instagram saying how bad milk is for me, and honestly it just broke my heart a little bit. I can't stop, and I won't stop, but all I want is cold milk. When I go to my mum's, I've been putting ice in my milk. We don't have a freezer here, so we don't have ice. That is one of the many things we need to buy before the baby arrives, actually. So we've got like 17 weeks supposedly until the baby arrives, and I know that they don't need that much stuff, so it's better to maybe have less than more, I think. But we have one thing I'll show you. The only thing we have is the snooze pod. We went for the snooze pod 5, which is like the next to me crib, but until the bedroom is done, I don't really want to build it. I'm hoping if I can get the bedroom finished by like Feb, then I can start properly shopping for the baby and like getting ready. Then if the baby comes early, we are slightly more prepared. The other thing we need to buy, which wasn't on the cards, is a car. My car has died and it is not worth fixing. I've had it for 10 years because I always say to myself, fancy cars are a treat, in my opinion. They're not something I would spend my money on unless I comfortably could do so. So I just kept my Jeep. It's a good car, but I just kept it until I said I'll run it until it won't run anymore. And that has happened very unexpectedly. I was literally just saying last week how I thought I would get another year and maybe look at getting a new one next year, and I could get something a little bit nicer, and it is what it is. We're gonna have to just go with it, but it's fine because I do probably need something a bit bigger to fit prams and whatnot, so we'll see. I'm gonna have a brownie and do a bit more work, and then I'm heading to the spa, which I'm so excited about. I love going to the spa. It is especially the one near us. It is actually, I think it's voted the best spa in the UK. It's incredible. It's my gym as well, which is so nice. So every time I go to the gym, I'm like, ooh, I'd love to go in there. Nort's booked me a prenatal spa package, which is so appreciated. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go there this afternoon. I don't really know what it's gonna entail. I was gonna go to the gym beforehand, but I think it's this gloomy weather. I just don't want to. I was pointing all afternoon yesterday, so I have been, I would say like 5 out of 7 days of the week I'm active. Even though I really don't necessarily feel like it, it's just good for my head and for the baby. So today might be a slightly more chilled day, then I'll go in the morning, maybe. But I will bring you to the spa so that you can see what is what. What are you doing on there? Whenever I put warm clothes out the tumble dryer on at the radiators just to finish them drying, Wilmy just comes and lies on them. But she's so cute. It's spa time. But I'm having to walk up her lane because, like I said, my car is broken and I'm getting an Uber. See you there. Okay, it's hair day. I'm very excited. This is the before. So we're looking a bit limp. Not much going on really. It is still the cut that my mum did on Christmas Day with the kitchen scissors. So I can't wait to see what happens. I've never been to this hairdresser before, but he is highly recommended. So we'll see what happens, but I will see you on the other side. Okay, it is the next day and I really should have shown you my hair last night because I've slept on it and I have no makeup on, but we've gone quite short and it feels so much better. I had it like curled yesterday and I just actually felt put together for the first time in a really long time. And it's quite nice to have a change. Like, it's taking some getting used to. I am gonna close this vlog out here as I need to get ready. We're going out for dinner tonight, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and yeah, thank you for bearing with me. This channel is still quite new to me and I'm definitely still getting used to the longer format videos, but I really appreciate all the feedback, and yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this very mishmashed video and I will see you next week. Bye!